The Antichrist and President Obama. Many people are saying that President Obama is the Antichrist. And this is a very profound discourse. I'm not sure if those who claim in that understand the whole sweep of this Antichrist scenario. However, briefly I'll try to explain this. The Antichrist is Satan. In heaven, before our world was created, this earth was created, Lucifer, who became Satan, was the top angel. His voice sounded as if it were a choir. He could sing alto, soprano, tenor, and bass at once. And he was very handsome, so all this got to him, and he felt Jesus, who was laid back, or Christ, who was laid back, that he wants to take a higher position than him. But Christ was God. He is a creature of Christ. Christ created him. And so there was this conflict, and several times he left heaven with angels and he returned. But eventually it was that he had to go. Now there are other inhabited worlds, and they do not have experience with such discord or such sin. And so they were watching on. And the devil was playing as if it's poor him. He's blaming Jesus for everything. And so had he been obliterated then, the other worlds would not have been sure. So God allowed time to last so that his intentions and his whole motivation will come to a fruition, and everybody will see exactly that he is the enemy. And so, because eventually he and a third of the angels of heaven were cast out, God had to replace them. And so he decided that he will create earth, put humans in it, and they will grow to reach and replace those fallen angels. Now, because Satan knew that Adam and Eve were in the process of replacing him, he came out viciously and very in a brutal fight, and he was able to overthrow them. So that the plan that God had of replacing him and his angels, Satan and his angels, with Adam and his descendants was thwarted. And I believe that God went on and created a new world, and they would have succeeded, and so Satan and his angels are already replaced. And all through history here then, from Adam and Eve, all the major things have been happening is Satan behind it. Now, so he's the Antichrist. But the Bible does say that there is going to come a human Antichrist, so that Satan is going to be controlling an organization or a system that will be construed as the Antichrist, that will attempt to accomplish his objectives on earth, because he needs a human to do many things. Now, President Obama, he's very popular, and that's one of the characteristics of the Antichrist. He'd be very popular. The Bible says, and the world wandered after him. Now, the world is wandering after President Obama. The world was on the verge of collapse, wars and fear and all that, and he came on and with hope, etc., and things were calm. But there are some other things that would differentiate the Antichrist from President Obama. The Bible says, the beast wounded us to death, the wound was healed, and the world wandered after him. So President Obama hasn't been in any organization that was wounded badly, recovered, and then the world wandering after him. The presidency has not gone through that. And so for us to say that he is the Antichrist is kind of erroneous. Now, the Bible does say that the Antichrist would have 666 on his head, and his followers would have it either on their heads, in the forehead, or in the hand. And so being in the head means that they will have an intellectual curiosity or belief in the system, and in their hands they'll be executing the commands of the Antichrist. Now, everybody, if 666 were identifying mark, it's going to be a problem, because if you're going out to do commerce and everybody has the same bank account, it's going to be a problem. So this number is not currency, as many people are trying to say, like credit card or whatever. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see a 666 on anybody's forehead. My belief is that when one gets into close relationship with Satan, and this is all he has determined, that I am a Satanist, he has violated all the laws of God, and it's impossible for him to return back to God, then I think he's gone over and he's committed the unpardonable sin, and he would have the 666. Now, what I think 666 is, it's a decision to go with the Antichrist. And how you will know this is that you look at the person. You see two people standing up there, one who is a Christian or belong to the Almighty, and the one that is evil. You'll see a difference in the face. The evil one looks horrible, looks old beyond his age, her age, just evil, diabolical, doing wrong stuff, whereas this other person is calm and nice and everything else. So the world is going to be divided into these two camps, and you're going to recognize the evil people, they're going to recognize one another because they look evil, and in each of his presence they're going to feel comfortable. But with the person who is under the Almighty's control is going to be so happy and so handsome and so different, beautiful, that they will know clearly. So while President Obama is popular and the world is wondering after him, and he's coming up with so many different things to make America important again, he's not Antichrist because he was not wounded in the past, the wound was not healed, and the world wondering after him, and even the presidency. In fact, this beast that was wounded us to death, it's a beast that came on before the beast that is characterized as being America, because it talks about a beast that came out of the sea or out of the ocean. An ocean is referred to peoples. America came out of Europe, so that America is that beast that came out of the waters. But the Antichrist had been before then, so it can't be America and it can't be President Obama. So the 666 is not President Obama. It's something old from the old world. It's in Europe. This Antichrist is going to be in Europe. It's not the Muslims either, because in the past the Muslims have tried to conquer the world, but the Muslims just want to be left alone, and I don't think they're the ones that are going to be the Antichrist anyway. So the Antichrist is there just setting people up to do things to make the world look so hopeless, and then he's going to come on saying peace and safety. In fact, the way the world was before President Obama came on was just ripe for the Antichrist to come on, because there was almost economic collapse, wars were multiplying, and things were generally hopeless, and then he would have come on with his hope. So a lot of these individuals that are opposing President Obama could be working for the Antichrist because they want to subvert and to create some chaos so that the Antichrist could come to power. So that's it. I don't think President Obama is the Antichrist. Finally, the Bible did say that the Antichrist, his name is a man, and the name numbers to 666. Now, there are many words that give you 666. Latin Basilia, Italica Ecclesia, Apostates, Paradosis, and I think even Babylon. When you do the Greek, it adds up to 666. But it says it's a man. Now, if you take President Obama's name, Hussein, Barack Obama, that would not equal to 666. So again, he's not the Antichrist. And so we need to just cooperate with him and help him to straighten out America and just forget all this Antichrist garbage.